Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Are there just 4 types of retirees? Let's talk about it with Jeff Daye, Branch Director and Wealth Manager at Annex Wealth Management. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Danny.
So, recent survey ID'd 4 types of retirees. See if you recognize yourself. Maybe think if you need to put some plans or changes in place. Our first group, Regretful Strugglers. Jeff, what can you tell me about them?
Yeah, so Regretful Strugglers, Danny, we think about this big survey we're referencing with about 4 groups listed here, and about a third of them fit in this first group, a third of the 11,000 participants. So a big survey. They started investing at around age 42, so midlife, if you think about kind of that trajectory of midlife, and they view themselves as least prepared for retirement of the 4 groups we're going to talk about, and they feel least positive correspondingly about life. And they think about retirement as the beginning and the end, and we don't want them to think that way. There are some things that they can do along the way. Unfortunately, they had some life events happen to them. Maybe it's a illness, they're caregiving for an elder parent, divorce, widowhood, whatever it happens to, or forced retirement. We hear about those stories all the time too. When we think about those individuals that have had those circumstances, there's a lot we can do for them, and they need to seek the professional help that they need. A fee-only fiduciary like Annex Wealth Management can do a lot for them.
It's really an uphill battle for them. I mean, can we help?
Absolutely. It's a tough spot for them. And as we'd like to say, there's a plan for everybody. And you think about those, even those most successful people, they've had a tough patch in their life before they got to the mountaintop. And again, we can help you along the way because we've seen this movie before.
Good to hear. All right, our next group of the 4 types of retirees, challenged yet hopefuls.
Oh, I love the optimism there. So they started saving around age 45 for retirement. So again, midlife in that way. But think about the financial planning and advice they've gotten along the way. They might have some challenges, but they're hopeful and they maybe have a plan. That's a consistent theme we talk about here constantly in Annex Wealth Management, the importance of the plan. So think about that longevity risk that they might have because they're focused on health and lifestyle and that kind of thing. We want to make sure that they don't outlive their money. And again, a financial plan can go a long way to help mitigate those risks.
So there's hope for them as well, and there's steps that we can take with Annex Wealth Management for them.
For them, I would say, be open to options. So they may be a little bit set in their ways and have some prescribed notions of things they want to do. But if you're open to a fee-only fiduciary, a professional like Annex Wealth Management providing solid advice, there's a lot we can do for you as well.
Jeff Daye, Branch Director, Wealth Manager, Annex Wealth Management, taken from a survey, a broad brush group of 4 types of retirees. What they're like, how they might change. Our third group, and it gets better, folks, relaxed traditionalists.
It does get better with each progressive one of these groups, and we think about the relaxed traditionalists. They started saving at the age of 37. Compare that to the mid-40s for the first 2 groups we talked about, and they consider life is good. And, they're relaxed, as the name implies. Their pursuit of retirement, their goals are rest and relaxation. They want to cross over that threshold in a relaxed position, and they've prepared well financially. And along the way, they had some help, getting that financial plan in order, making sure they're taking the steps along the way to make sure that they're in a good glide path when they hit that retirement age. And they're free of obligations and past responsibilities. So thinking about the job that they left behind them, they've maybe minimized their debt, and we talk extensively about that, the importance of that. And they have a strong interest in having fun that includes travel and vacation, those types of things we often think is traditional in retirement.
Perfect candidate to work with Annex Wealth Management.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would think for this group, we want to be mindful of the ad hoc expenses or the pop-up expenses that come up. Travel can look a lot of different ways for a lot of different folks, including levels, destinations, that type of thing. And we want to make sure we have all of our expenses identified and inventoried and built as part of that financial plan. Make sure we've got them all considered to make sure that we can afford them.
4 types of retirees. Our final group, Purposeful Pathfinders.
Oh, yes, the alliteration that is Purposeful Pathfinders. So they started saving at the age of 34. Again, you see the theme, mid-40s down to the early 40s. And time is one of your biggest assets when we accumulate wealth for retirement. Allowing that money to grow compounded, hopefully on a tax-deferred basis, can be tremendously impactful. And that's what we see with this group. They serve as role models. And we think about the ability for them to serve in that capacity. It's not something that they just fell into. They had to work hard at it. They prepared financially. They had that strong financial plan. They started early in life, all the things we talk about. And they have a high level of self-actualization or a sense of purpose in their life. They're engaged with those around them. They know what they want to do in retirement, and they're retiring to something, not just retiring from something. They chose the time of their retirement. They have flexibility, and they lead active, engaged, happy, and purposeful lives. And we think about that flexibility in retirement. One of my favorite attributes for any individual thinking about retirement: how do I have the most flexibility going into retirement?
4 types of retirees: regretful strugglers, challenged yet hopefuls, relaxed traditionalists, and purposeful pathfinders. Each have a place with Annex Wealth Management, Jeff.
Absolutely. There's a plan for everybody, and we can help anybody regardless of their circumstances. Come talk to us.
Investment, retirement planning, tax and estate planning, that's what makes up a solid financial plan. Annex Wealth Management does it as a fee-only fiduciary. We want you to know the difference. Head to annexwealth.com, click that Get Started button. Jeff Daye, Branch Director and a Wealth Manager at Annex Wealth Management, thank you.
Thank you.